So Burkina Faso has a situation here where Morocco mediated between Burkina Faso and France in mediating the liberation of 4 French nationals held in Burkina Faso for a year. They have been released following a mediation from Morocco. So in Kenya, they have introduced a Class R work permit, allowing East African community nationals to obtain the document free of charge. What's happening, everybody? Hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much. Look how I'm sweating. Okay, you're gonna cut this. No, don't cut it. Leave it. Hey, fellas, it's good to talk to you again. So I left Uganda. I love Uganda. It's beautiful. It's a lovely land. The Pearl of Africa. You must visit Uganda. I will be back very soon. It's just, got a few things to do, but it's always a pleasure. So thank you very much for stopping by. You are very much appreciated. My name is Zack. I don't know who you are. You don't know me, but like I said, I am Zack, and I'm sure if you watch this video till the end, we're going to love each other. Okay? This is a channel where we talk about most of the things. Our people in Africa, different countries, Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, you name it. We also talk about the diaspora, United States of America, Jamaica, Wagwan, me boss, the UK, and all that stuff. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you guys, okay? And let's make this bigger. Thank you again. I appreciate you. The channel is moving well, so it's not a waste of time. Not for me, because it's a passion for me, but the guys behind the camera, it has to make sense for them. Meaning the guys working, you know what I mean, editing and all that stuff. So please drop a comment so you can push this channel further. Great stuff. So now we are in Burkina Faso. Yeah, Burkina Faso. Remember, lovely country. Good president, young man, but very strong. So Burkina Faso has a situation here where Morocco mediated between Burkina Faso and France in mediating the liberation of 4 French nationals held in Burkina Faso for a year. They have been released following a mediation from Morocco. Why were they arrested? Apparently, these French nationals were spies. So the head of French foreign intelligence has previously said openly that they were not spies in Burkina Faso. So Burkina Faso arrested these guys, 4 gentlemen that were supposedly spies. And the French foreign intelligence denied. They said, no, they are not spies. You just arrested citizens. So now, because Morocco had to mediate, and for Morocco to mediate, you have to tell them the truth. They've told Morocco the truth, saying, yes, they are spies. We sent them as spies. So let me just remind you here that Burkina Faso and France's relationship is not good for the past 3 years. Why? Because the new government in Burkina Faso kicked out French people. Not French people, but the French soldiers who have been stationed in Burkina Faso for many, many years. Why did the French soldiers come to Burkina Faso? They came to Burkina Faso because they came to fight terrorist groups in Burkina Faso. France and Burkina Faso had an agreement after France proposed, let me come to your country, send my soldiers. We're going to beat up these terrorist guys that are creating mayhem in your country. But they came into Burkina Faso. Surprisingly, the terrorists were not, France is supposed to be a very strong country, very strong army, apparently number 4 in the world. But they were unable to dislodge these small groups of terrorists. So, yeah. After many years, after almost a decade, a new government came into power. They kicked out the president, who was very reluctant and very lazy, apparently, and working for the interest of Europe. And they've asked the French to leave the country. And French soldiers and diplomats were not happy about that. They gave sanction to Burkina Faso. Sanction like, okay, we're not going to fly Air France into Burkina Faso anymore. Or we're not going to issue visas anymore. Or you kicked us out. Well, now you're not going to come into my country anymore. And after that, it didn't work out. Burkina Faso stayed strong. Now they're trying to find a way to come back. So Morocco has mediated between Burkina Faso and France, trying to get the guys back. 4 guys that were supposedly innocent, but now it comes to truth that they were indeed spies. My question is this. Africa is supposed to be this poor continent with poor countries, and European countries need to help you guys so you can be fine, right? We come into your country to help you. We bring NGOs because your children are suffering. So we're trying to help some Africans, right? Now, when these African countries say you must leave, go back to your country. We don't want you here. We can do our own things. We can fight our own terrorists. We don't need your weapons. Why do you send spies? These are poor African countries. You don't get anything from them. You are helping them. Why would you spy on somebody you're helping after they say they don't want you? No, I'm just asking. Unless they are actually helping you and you're making them believe that they are the one receiving the help. Who's receiving the help here? That's my question. Now, France's relationship in Morocco has been very bumpy also. So let me just remind you here that France and Morocco for the past 3 years have not seen eye to eye. Why? Because France was supporting the state of Sahara. Here's a map. This is Sahara. The Sahara state is claimed on Morocco. Morocco says Sahara belongs to them. But the French, because sometimes they like to spike things up when you don't get along. They go to your enemies and they support your enemies. They went and say, okay, we also support the Sahara state. So Morocco said, you know what? You can piss off. Because you think you're clever, you want to support that Sahara that belongs to us, we're going to show you. You can piss off. So the king of Morocco, this guy has a lot of pride. He refused to cooperate with the French. They had an earthquake in Morocco some time ago. The earthquake decimated houses and transformed people's situation. Many people offered help, like EUA, AEU, whatever. Many other countries offered help to come deposit food, fuel, money and stuff like that to Moroccans because they were going through a very difficult time. And the French said, you know what France said? France said, well, Morocco knows what we're capable of doing. They know the quality of things we can provide. All they need to do is ask for help and we're going to help them.
Nous avons mobilisé l'ensemble des équipes techniques de sécurité pour pouvoir intervenir quand les autorités du Maroc le jugeront utile.
Did you hear that? So, this person that you supposedly respect got through something very difficult, okay? His house is burnt or something like that. Now, this is what you're saying. Well, he knows what I can provide. He knows the quality of things I can provide. If he needs help, he just has to ask. Morocco said, no, we are not asking you for anything. Matter of fact, do not bring your stuff here. We don't need it. That's what the king of Morocco said to the France. Don't bring it here. And then France said, no, we're just trying to help them. We don't want your help. Keep your help for yourself. Now, the king of Morocco provided money, about $20,000 for each family that had lost their house through earthquake. That's the level of pride. That's what I always say. You've got to have a level of pride. You need to respect yourself. If you want the world to respect you, you must respect yourself. And that's what Morocco did. So they had issues, situations. And the other situation, France was blaming Morocco for sending, illegal immigrants. There are plenty of Moroccans not necessarily legal in France and Belgium. So France was blaming them. And also France accused Morocco of spying on them, spying on the president using Pegasus, Pegasus, this software from the country that you don't name. The software can enter any device, even without you clicking on anything. It's sophisticated software, high level technology. It can enter your cell phone without you having to make a call or dial or touch anything. So they were not getting along. But now, as you can see, when you resist someone long enough, they begin to respect you. Now, that's where the respect was born. And now France comes to Morocco after their 3 years of not getting along. France retracted its support from Sahara, okay? And now France comes and says, okay, please, can you negotiate with Burkina Faso because you're getting along with them so we can get our 4 guys that have been arrested in Burkina Faso. Now, congratulations to Burkina Faso and congratulations to Morocco for standing up for themselves. Okay? Again, there is nothing wrong with France. We love France. We're just not okay with the international politics when it comes to Africa. Okay, so anyway. Fellas, here's Kenya. Lovely country, lovely people. Man, I want to go to Kenya again. I'm still doubting whether I should go back to Kenya for New Year's Eve or go somewhere else. I'm still thinking about it. So in Kenya, they have introduced a Class R work permit, allowing East African community nationals to obtain the document free of charge. So Class R, basically, it means they want to allow the East African community people to come to Kenya and work with no problem. Let me explain to you, fellas. Africa's big. Here's Africa. But in Africa, you get groups, okay? You have the West Africans. Here's the ECOWAS. You get the North Africans. These are the group of North African community. You have the East Africans. Here's the East African community. You have SADC. Here's SADC. Okay. So the East Africans, I just don't know why these people don't get along and all work together. In all these groups, people apparently, in most cases, can circulate, they can move, they can most likely move with no problem, no need for visas. Maybe a West African will need a visa to South Africa, but a Botswana guy doesn't need a visa to South Africa. Okay? Same as a Nigerian person doesn't need a visa to Cameroon, or I'm not sure about Cameroon, but you know what I'm trying to say. But East Africans, people from Uganda can go to Rwanda with no visa. Rwanda to Congo, even though they don't get along, no visa. Congo to Uganda, no problem. Tanzania and Kenya. Now, in that sector, it's usually for moving purpose only, okay, for visiting. Now they've moved it from visiting to working. So you can go to the next East African country and start a business. Yeah, you must respect the rules, but you don't need a special visa for that. Or at least they have reduced the amount of unnecessary nonsense that you need. And that's congratulations. We're going to clap for that. Okay, that's good. We like that. The EAC citizen will only need to provide proof of citizenship. That's all you need. You know, Kenya joins Rwanda and other EAC partners state that has abolished work permit fees for East African nationals. You know, Africans must come together. You know, that's the only way you win. You cannot win in geopolitics by yourself. America is America because it says what, 50, how many countries? States? Yes, 50 states. That's what makes America powerful. Do you think New York will be strong against Russia? No, it's not possible. Africans must accept Africans. Do you think people from Mississippi are the same as people in Seattle? They're very different. And I understand you're scared that the Nigerians will come to your country. Oh, my Nigerian friends. People don't like you, eh? I'm just being honest with you. People have issues with Nigerians. And it's sad because there's some very good Nigerians out there, but there's a reputation that's been dented by some Nigerians everywhere across Africa. And allow me to say this with all the positivity that's possible. South Africa, Kenya, Uganda. And I'm not saying, like, yeah, it's a reality. You can't cover you. I'm sorry, but that's the reality. Even that woman from the UK, what's her name? Kemi, whatever. She said the police of Nigeria is actually the dangerous entity. It doesn't protect people. That's what she said. Anyway, let's get back to track. So that's what it is. So now all eyes are on Tanzania, DRC, Somalia, Burundi, and South Sudan, which still charges East Africans for work permit. So they're looking at these countries, DRC, Somalia, Burundi, and South Sudan, to see if they will allow other citizens to come into DRC and work without work permits. Well, I don't think DRC will open the door because it has issues with Rwanda. So DRC and Rwanda has beef. Yeah, it's not even Rwanda. I think it's the government and government. It has nothing to do with the people because people still intermarry. They marry each other. There are plenty of Congolese people in Rwanda. There's a lot of Rwandese in Congo, but the government don't get along because, yeah, you can dive into that and look into that. So yeah, that's a good thing. It's a good start. Congratulations. I hope all the beef will be, beat down. So again, Morocco has come together with France to ask forgiveness. To Burkina Faso, they have to ask forgiveness to get these guys back. Normally, spies are executed, eh? That's a very bad job. As a spy, they can execute you, and it's fine. They did not execute these guys, and they're giving them back to France through Morocco. But the good lesson here is Morocco had beef with France. Morocco respected itself, refused help from France. Now they're getting respect. Burkina Faso also slowly is getting the respect that they need. The East African group are opening up. They're allowing you to go to the next country and sell your stuff with no need for crazy permit. But we know East Africans people, for most cases, are not problematic also. They don't sell funny things, drugs, and human trafficking. They don't do that stuff. They just dance. They look at Ugandans. That's East Africa for you. Thank you very much, fellas. It's always a great pleasure. God bless.